champ is here! The champ is here!
What is up, guys? There's a ton of news that has been trending this week as we speak, and I want to start talking about some of them now. The first one we're going to talk about is Nintendo, and if you guys haven't heard in the last couple days, Nintendo plans to release 2 more Nintendo Switch consoles as early as this summer this year. Whoa. That's big news because, I mean, they are going to try to take the Switch to the next level like they've done all of their handhelds. You know what I'm saying? We've gotten variation, new edition 3DSs and 2DSs for the longest, and that's what they're looking to do with the Nintendo Switch. Some people have mixed feelings about that. I personally feel that it's a good move for Nintendo because that means they can get more consoles in people's hands and really start to massage the market in their favor. Out of those 2 new consoles, one of them is going to be a light version, so it's probably not going to have detachable Joy-Cons and a vibration feature, and there hasn't really been any new information on the other model, which I'm gonna guess is probably gonna be kind of like a 3DS XL. Basically, they're going to be one of these consoles is going to be replacing the 3DS. So, in my opinion, so it's going to be interesting. They didn't really talk about performance. We all know that Nintendo has shied away from super powerful hardware, unlike Sony and Microsoft, to sell their software, their video games, and they make a little go a long way. But I think everybody is kind of ready to see Nintendo step it up a bit and actually give their hardware a good boost to stay relevant for a 7 to 10 year life cycle. So I mean, we need powerful hardware to make it through the long journey of almost a decade. You know what I'm saying? So hopefully they make those kind of changes. I personally doubt it. I think they're just going to be kind of like light versions of the Switch. So, you know, it is what it is. But moving on, that actually caused that news actually caused Nintendo their name to start trending around the marketplace. So, you know, they had actually a higher value when they dropped that news. You know, similar to when Elon Musk, you know, tweets something bad and Tesla's stock goes down, and tweets something good and his stock goes up. You know, it's the same thing. But their market share, their stock share rose, like it says, over 4.76% higher than normal. So it was a nice little spike there. Not only that, but memeing a little bit on Sony. Sony's PlayStation 4 State of Play was not well received, and it actually backfired on them, and it made Nintendo's name start trending on Twitter higher again. So they basically played homage to Nintendo, and it was quite funny to see because Sony's always kind of biting off Nintendo, and it kind of goes unnoticed a little bit, and people don't really give them too much crap. But you know, this time it bit them in the butt. So I was kind of very 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 amused by that, because you know they don't want that stuff to they don't really want that stuff to happen. Also, if you haven't heard, Xbox later on this morning is going to be holding their Game Pass, or their Indie Game Pass stream, where they're going to basically be releasing and talking about new indie developments that are going on in their community. We all know that last year they made a huge deal about buying a bunch of indie companies to produce games for the Xbox. So that showcase is going to be today. Hence, there is really no surprise that Sony and Microsoft are following suit again with Nintendo and their business practices by releasing another showcase for their own venue. Will they be lackluster? So far, Sony's has been lackluster. Not completely lackluster, but Xbox is obviously trying to follow in those footsteps by doing similar things, right? So you can't blame them when they see somebody winning and they want to copy the formula. That's what's going to happen. That's what's happening now. But other than that, Sony's State of Play wasn't a complete disaster in my opinion. I believe that they use the platform for exactly what they're going to want it for, and that's for, you know, minor news. People were expecting something huge, but again, you know, this venue that they're opening, or that they've opened, State of Play, it's not gonna, I don't see it as being a venue for revealing big projects that they haven't already talked about. I don't think that they're really going to do something like that on a regular. Now, will they possibly leak some information about upcoming projects and sprinkle, you know, like in little sprinkles every so often? Probably, simply to get more eyes on the venue, so to get more people watching those types of showcases. But I don't think they're going to use it as a platform such as like E3 or, you know, big conferences to release big projects unless they've already talked about it. Like Death Stranding, we know whether they're going to show us maybe something on it, and we're not going to be surprised if they do, because we've already been talking about that game, right? So it's not a new project. But I don't think it was a complete waste of time, because there was a lot of news in the VR community. Like I said again earlier this week in a podcast, I said they're going to use that venue to really drive home, you know, community news regarding, you know, like the VR and stuff like that, because people have been wanting to know more questions, wanting to know more answers about the questions that they had regarding Sony, for instance, Sony's aging PSVR, right? People are waiting for updates. When is the new one coming out? What type of hardware is it going to have? You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, is this thing going to be, you know, is it going to be better? You know, these are the type of questions that a lot of people have had, and a lot of concerns for potential consumers like myself, who I would definitely go out there and support a VR headset, but you got to have the games to go with it. And the resolution just wasn't up to par for the price point. You know what I mean? So moving on to a topic about PlayStation and VR, I wanted to talk about something very interesting that happened. Sony has actually sold over 4.2 million PlayStation VR headsets, which is actually amazing in a way, because I really didn't see that many people going out and buying that many PlayStation VR headsets. I mean, I don't know, like, if you got a VR game on a budget, I just think you don't need to VR. But it's pretty impressive for them. That's a lot of units for, in my opinion, a mediocre piece of equipment that goes with the PlayStation 4. I'm not going to call it a gimmick, but I'm not going to call it a success. But judging by those numbers, in my opinion, that's a huge success. For Sony, I don't know exactly if that's a success or not, you know what I'm saying? But I think any retailer or a creator who created a headset for a specific task, if they can move that many units, kudos. Kudos. More news on the VR headset. If you want to check out some better VR options. You know, look for like the Vive, HTC Vive, I believe. I think that's probably the best one. But anyway, they had some news also on the horizon. You can use your HTC Vive products with a Stream Link by Steam, or I think HTC makes it as well. Basically, it's a capture card, like a thumb drive style capture card. You can use that with your HTC Vive to play and project your games from your PlayStation, your Xbox, your Nintendo Switch directly to the Vive headset. And what's cool about that is the Vive's headset is 2880 by 1600. It's an AMOLED display. And to me, that's pretty cool, because to me, that's what the PlayStation VR lacks, is a higher visual quality. You know what I mean? It's not as good, but the Vive is better. So you could actually play your games, project them, play your console games with the Vive. I don't know if I would necessarily buy the Vive to play my console games in VR or on a headset, but it's cool to see that you can do some hacks, some nice little tech hacks like that to really get the most out of your consoles. So that's kind of like gaming in HD. You know, that's kind of like gaming in HD. I don't know. Tell me what you guys think about that. It's kind of weird, but I think it's kind of cool at the same time. Like I said, using your Vive to play your console games is kind of backwards. Other than that, other news on the horizon, Apple is announcing plans for a gaming subscription service. To me, that's a weird move by Apple. I don't know why they would want to invest in an arcade system, but I guess there's enough people that support Apple that would support hundreds of unique indie title games that you can play on your mobile devices and iPads. So, I mean, you know, it's cool, but a strange move. But I guess it's a well planned out move for Apple to get into the gaming space, simply because mobile games have been a huge success since their inception. So why they've taken so long to make a move like that, to me, it seems a little calculated, a little too calculated. They didn't want to get into that risk early on, and now they're looking to capitalize and jump in. So that's good for Apple, but you know, who really cares about how well Apple does in the mobile gaming space? In my opinion, I think it is just a regular business move. How much effort will they really put into it? Who knows? Path of Exiles is launched on PlayStation 4 today. Go pick it up. It is like a Diablo style game. If you're into that kind of style of gaming, top down, scrolling across the map. I think it's cool. I've played it on Steam. I have it on Steam, actually. I haven't streamed it, but I think it's a pretty cool game. It's free, you know, so that's a plus. Free games are a plus to me. I don't know if it's going to be for free on PlayStation, but if you guys do want to play it for free, download it free on Steam and go at it. The game looks beautiful. It's really unique. I like it. Check it out. That's all the news we got today. Remember to leave your comments, questions, concerns in the comment section at the bottom of the video. And make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. And I will catch you guys in the next video. Peace.